Once upon a time, in a forgotten corner of a desolate town, stood an ancient library. It loomed over the landscape like a grotesque monument, its decaying facade casting an eerie shadow upon the streets below. This was the disturbing library, a place where the boundaries of reality and nightmares converged. The townspeople had long whispered tales of the library's dark secrets and the horrors that lay within its walls. It was said that the library had a life of its own, a malevolent entity that fed on the fears and darkest desires of those who entered. Many believed that the library held forbidden tomes and cursed texts, capable of driving a person to madness. Despite the warnings, a young woman named Sarah, plagued by her own curiosity, found herself drawn to the library's foreboding presence. Her insatiable thirst for knowledge led her to seek answers to questions that lurked in the shadows of her mind. With trepidation, she pushed open the creaking doors, stepping into a realm where nightmares awaited. The library's interior was a labyrinth of endless shelves, each laden with books that seemed to pulse with a sinister energy. The air hung heavy with a suffocating silence, broken only by faint whispers that slithered through the aisles. Sarah felt a chill creep up her spine, but her determination propelled her forward. As Sarah explored deeper into the library's depths, the atmosphere grew more suffocating. The walls seemed to close in on her, the ceiling lowered with each step, and the floor creaked under the weight of her anxiety. It was as if the very architecture of the library conspired against her, trapping her in a nightmarish maze. She stumbled upon a section of the library that housed a collection of forbidden books. Their bindings were adorned with cryptic symbols, their pages brittle and yellowed with age. Sarah's trembling hand reached out, hesitating before she plucked a book from the shelf, a tome known as the Grimoire of Shadows. Quote, as she opened the book, an otherworldly gust of wind swept through the library, extinguishing the flickering candles and plunging Sarah into pitch darkness. Panic seized her, but a dim light emanated from the pages of the grimoire, guiding her forward. With each page she turned, a sense of unease settled upon Sarah. The words etched on the parchment seemed to seep into her very soul, whispering forbidden secrets and unspeakable truths. Shadows danced on the walls, contorting into grotesque forms, as if eager to escape the confines of the book. Sarah's mind unraveled, her grip on reality slipping away. She became trapped in a nightmarish realm, where the lines between dream and waking world blurred. Spectral figures materialized before her, their eyes filled with torment and malice. Desperate to break free from the library's clutches, Sarah embarked on a quest for salvation. She sought the guidance of an enigmatic librarian, an old man named Mr. Blackwood, rumored to possess knowledge of the library's true nature. With Mr. Blackwood's guidance, Sarah learned of an ancient ritual that could sever the ties between herself and the malevolent forces that plagued the disturbing library. The ritual required the gathering of rare artifacts scattered across the town, a silver key from a forgotten graveyard, a vial of moonlit water from a haunted well, and the blood of a pure-hearted soul. Driven by her desperation, Sarah embarked on a treacherous journey, venturing into the darkest corners of the town. She encountered vengeful spirits, eldritch creatures, and lost souls who had succumbed to the library's insidious grasp. But with each trial, she grew closer to assembling the necessary components for the ritual. The night of the ritual arrived, and Sarah returned to the disturbing library, accompanied by a small group of individuals who had also experienced the library's horrors. Together, they formed a circle in the library's center, their hands clasped tightly as they recited the incantations passed down through generations. As the ritual unfolded, the library convulsed, its walls trembling as if resisting the forces of liberation. Sarah and her companions fought against the onslaught of dark entities that sought to halt their progress. The very essence of the library fought back, unleashing a torrent of nightmares and hallucinations upon them. But their resolve remained unshaken. With sheer determination and an unwavering belief in their cause, they persisted. The culmination of their efforts unleashed a blinding surge of energy, engulfing the library in a brilliant cascade of light. When the light faded, the library stood before them, devoid of its malevolent presence. Sarah and her companions emerged from the darkness, changed by their ordeal but triumphant. The townspeople rejoiced, the weight of the library's curse lifted from their weary souls. In the aftermath, the disturbing library was transformed. Its once imposing walls now stood as a beacon of knowledge and solace. Sarah, forever marked by her harrowing experience, took on the role of the new librarian, dedicated to ensuring that the library remained a sanctuary, free from the terrors that had plagued it. But unbeknownst to Sarah and the townspeople, a single, tattered page from the Grimoire of Shadows had survived the cleansing. Hidden within the depths of the library, it lay dormant, whispering promises of forgotten nightmares, waiting for an opportune moment to unleash its sinister influence once again. And so, the legacy of the disturbing library lived on, a perpetual source of both fascination and dread for those who dared to venture within its unhallowed halls.
If you like stories like this, please like and subscribe.
Or you will become a victim in one of my nightmare stories.
Years passed, and the disturbing library became a place of fascination and curiosity for outsiders. Visitors from far and wide were drawn to the tales of its haunted past, eager to experience the thrill of exploring its halls. They arrived, ignorant of the true horrors that once resided within. Among these visitors was a group of college students on a dare, determined to spend a night in the infamous library. Unaware of the lingering darkness, they saw it as a mere ghost story, an opportunity for a thrilling adventure. Little did they know that they were about to awaken the dormant evil that lay hidden. As the students entered the library, their laughter echoed through the halls. They relished the eerie atmosphere, taking delight in each creaking floorboard and flickering light. But as the night wore on, the library's malevolence began to stir once more. Whispers brushed against their ears, distorted voices taunting them with fragments of forgotten nightmares. Shadows danced with malicious intent, growing longer and more sinister with every passing minute. The students' sense of excitement turned to unease, and then to sheer terror. As the clock struck midnight, the library transformed into a nightmarish labyrinth. The walls twisted and contorted, trapping the students within its ever-shifting corridors. They desperately searched for an escape, their heartbeats pounding in their ears, but every path led to a dead end. One by one, the students fell victim to the library's vengeful spirits. They were tormented by apparitions from their deepest fears, their screams blending with the haunting melodies that echoed through the halls. The library reveled in their suffering, feeding on their anguish. Only one student, Emily, remained. Determined to survive, she retraced their steps, seeking clues amidst the chaos. Her hands trembled as she reached out to touch a peculiar book on a shelf. It was an ancient tome, bound in human flesh and adorned with cryptic symbols. As she opened it, a surge of energy coursed through her veins. With the book in hand, Emily discovered a forgotten ritual hidden within its pages, a ritual that could banish the library's darkness once and for all. She gathered the scattered remnants of her fallen friends, each carrying a piece of the puzzle, and prepared for the final confrontation. The ritual required the students to confront their deepest fears head-on, to face the darkness within themselves. With their collective strength, they formed a protective circle, their hands interlocked as they recited the ancient incantations. The library fought back with a ferocity unmatched, but they stood firm. In a burst of blinding light, the library's malevolence was shattered. Shadows dispersed, and the twisted architecture returned to its former state. Emily and her friends emerged from the ordeal, scarred but victorious. They stumbled out of the library, greeted by the first rays of dawn. The town, unaware of the nightmarish events that had unfolded within the disturbing library, remained shrouded in peaceful slumber. Emily and her companions made a pact never to speak of their experiences, their story destined to remain a haunting secret. The disturbing library, now a mere relic of its former self, stood abandoned once more. The townspeople, oblivious to the horrors that had resurfaced, continued their lives, unaware of the darkness that could awaken again. But the library, tainted by the lingering remnants of evil, remained a beacon for those who sought forbidden knowledge, an invitation to unwittingly unleash the horrors that lay dormant within its walls. And so, the disturbing library stood as a testament to the fragile balance between curiosity and caution, a reminder that some secrets are best left undisturbed. Its true nature hidden beneath an illusion of normalcy, it awaited the next unsuspecting souls who would dare to enter, their fate intertwined with the malevolence that refused to be extinguished.